People get ready. It's all about to change. Love's being tested through fire and rain. A revolution in the heart we need. Revolution in your thoughts and dreams. A revolution in your mind, you see.
Freedom, baby!
It's basically the best thing I've ever been a part of in my whole entire life. Finally, for once, I can finally feel some Canadian pride again. I feel proud that Canadians are finally exercising their God-given rights to, say enough is enough. What happened and what transpired to get us to Ottawa is something next to a miracle. The amount of people and the support and everybody out there that's shown their gratitude for what we're doing and what we're partaking in is something I just can't even begin to express how grateful we are for all the love and support. This is something that's been needed here in Canada for a long time. We've been, so submersive and submissive to the government rule in Canada for so many years. We've allowed them to go further than they need to go. We've allowed them to keep with the extreme overreach that they have over the Canadian citizens. And, Canada was gifted their rights. We've never really had to fight for our own rights and freedoms. They were gifted to us. Now we're seeing a time in our generation, in our century, in our history of Canada, where we actually have to start, fighting for our rights again. But we're fighting it in a different war, in a different battlefield. This is a war with psychological outcomes, where these people are constantly battling 100% on the psychological and the psyche aspect of what's going on. This is a war of spirituality. This is a war where they're trying to get us where we live in fear all the time instead of being able to have that heart and mind open and free to God's gifts. So here we are. God has given us the opportunity to be able to take part in something like this, to stand for what we stand for peacefully, non-aggressively, and we're making a huge impact. And what's happening, as you hear the trains, the train horns on the trucks right now, that's the horns of heaven telling you you're on the right path, Pat. That being said, then the devil speaks up and he says, whoop, whoop, nope, you're not going to have any of that. That being said, guys, what we're doing is something that has to be done, because if we continue to allow it to keep going further and further, we're going to be in a world of trouble, and we don't want our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren to have to relive what we have to do today. We're doing this peacefully. We're doing this in a manner that Canadians are well respected for around the world. That is why we're doing this the way we are doing it. Every other country goes in it in a different reason and a different aspect, but remember, Canada has always been known as a peacekeeping country. That's why we are being peaceful. That's why we are doing this the appropriate way, to make a more louder impact. These guys are trying to poke at us. They're trying to get at our goat. They're trying to get us to get aggressive. It ain't going to happen. This is too spiritual. We have one shot in our lifetime to take this power back and put it back into the hands of the rightful owners, and that is the people of this land. Now, that is our right to do that. But we have to do that very diplomatically, because if we don't do it this way, we will look like every other radical extreme group that's out there. So we enforce and we highly, highly suggest this be peaceful, and everybody just do your part, hang out, play hockey, have your big tailgate parties, dance to your music, and just have a good time. We've got the rest. We're getting these politicians fighting in the House of Commons. We've got these politicians fighting online, and that's where the fight needs. We need these guys to stick their foot in their mouth even more. How do you know when a politician is lying? His lips are moving. The end goal was always a social economic system that they're in full control over. The mask was so to redo the AI. The AI increase reception of it from miles away, because your retina scan is a lot stronger than your thumbprint or your fingerprint. So they've been implementing the AI. When I went to Bilderberg conference in 2019, I filmed a shit ton of delegates there. Those delegates there were the three topics: were the weaponization of social media, artificial intelligence, and China. We've been able to expose Chinese influence in every culture, in every country, and their chase for that Silk Road initiative. Now we've chased the AI. This has been a war in social media for who and what can control who and when, and you're seeing that. They're manipulating votes with the social media. They're manipulating your thoughts and your processes. I highly recommend you watch the film, The Hack. Watch that film. It's really good how Facebook manipulates your thoughts, manipulates how you buy stuff. This is a war that we're in, but not a war like we all think of with guns and bullets and stuff. This is a war to the psyche. This is a war to the spirituality. Hence the reason the 6 feet apart. When you're 6 feet apart, your heart frequency can't touch the other heart frequency in front of you. So your heart beats 6 feet in around you. And when you got that 6 feet with each other, you can get your heart frequencies into the same motion, and you can change the world by connecting back in with the universe. The only case scenario, we win, we get it, and we get all the stuff that we need back. And we look at our government structure and we get that electoral reform that Canada for so long has needed. The country is going down, and it's going down in a hurry. But we have an opportunity to plug the hole in the ship. We have an opportunity to bring that power back and into the hands of the people. We will not lose. We cannot lose. Ask, believe, receive. And we all have. We've asked for this. We've received it. And now we're believing that it's going to happen. And you have to do that to keep that heart frequency beating at the right vibe.
So don't let your heart be troubled. And hold your head up high. Don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one.